4 hours. In fact, if you're a news person, it's been buzzing all throughout. From the OSP finally, true to his words, filing charges against Ofori-Atta and some 4 other individuals in the SML scandal. 70 plus charges it is. The reactions have been coming forth. Then the president as well has been speaking on a number of issues: National Cathedral, Anti-LGBTQ plus bill, and as well on corruption and what he intends to do to his own appointees should they be embroiled in any conversation regarding the subject matter of corruption. All of that and more is what we're going to be, in the words of Helena Piampofo, sinking our teeth into this morning as well for you. But I want to lay the foundation bare and perhaps start off with the president's commentary on a number of these matters from yesterday.
National Cathedral. The National Cathedral Board of Trustees ordered an audit into the accounts of the National Cathedral. The audit was published, and there were some issues that bubbled out of the audit. But there are 2 kinds of audit. There's a normal audit that you yourself choose your auditor and ask him to come and audit you. And then he audits and presents the report to you. There's that kind of auditor. Then there's the auditor who is asked to come and do a forensic audit. And so we got a copy of the audit that had been commissioned by the Board of Trustees. And as president, I directed that a forensic audit be conducted. We want to know what happened. Before we go forward, we must know what happened. And so we're waiting for the report of the forensic audit. Once that forensic audit has been done, then we can decide what the way forward is. I am a Christian, and I believe that building a house where we can worship God is a good thing. I contributed as one of the chief fundraisers for my own Assemblies of God church building where I worship at Ringway Gospel Center. And I built 10 rural, we call them temples, in 10 villages for the Assemblies of God Church. Of course, I solicited support from different people, and we built them. They have quarters for the pastor. He's got his bedroom, he's got his kitchen, he's got his living room, and then we have the church hall that can seat up to about 150 people. And so I do believe in building, an interdenominational place where we can worship. But it must be done in consultation with all of us. All of us must decide, how we want to do it, what the scope is, and how much it should cost. I believe that at this time and age, with all the problems we have, $400 million to build a cathedral is excessive. I know Nigeria have built an ecumenical center, and I've been there. It's a decent, beautiful place, and they built it for $40 million. And so maybe some of the things are excessive, Let's find somewhere, all of us, on National Day of Thanksgiving and Worship, we can all go there and worship God and thank Him for what He has done for us. And so when that forensic audit is over, our intention is to have a broad-based consultation with the Christian community to see how we can build a place that is decent for us to worship. But apart from that, make it a center where people can come and, look at its architecture and all that, and find that Christ, has a place in our hearts, in our nation.
As a president, John Dramani Mahama, on one subject matter, that's the subject matter of the National Cathedral and what is expected to happen to it. He says that a forensic audit is underway, and once that is done, then there will be a national conversation as to what happens next. But they say that, look, of the many things, what we've seen with this National Cathedral, it's been excessive. hence, amongst many other things, the need for this forensic audit. It actually kind of likens it to a similar or such construction that's been undertaken in Nigeria, which cost $40 million, and we've expended, per his words, and what it is that we continue to get details of from time to time, $400 million. US dollars certainly cannot be in the president's own words. But he's not just been speaking to the subject matter of the National Cathedral. He's as well been talking about corruption, and we can take a listen to the president as well on corruption and what he makes of it in terms of the fight against it, and what he intends to do to his own government appointees should they be caught up in corruption.
Before I became president, had indicated that we're going to take the fight against corruption to a whole new level, and it's not anything personal against anybody. I have said several times that our problem in the fight against corruption is that it is always post-regime corruption that we fight. And so when a government is in office, when scandals are taking place, they don't deal with them. And so they leave it until a new government comes. And when that government comes and starts investigating the cases of corruption, then the previous government says, oh, you are witch hunting us. This is political persecution. But I've said notice to my ministers, ask them every day in cabinet, I remind them. I say the prosecutions that we're taking against the current government will be ties the first person who brings a scandal to this government. We shall hang them on a cross. And you follow our Lord Jesus Christ, that you cannot resurrect again. And so I keep warning them that Abaye Debo Titi and Wani Debo Boba. But we must deal with the corruption that has taken place. And my belief is that if we want our people to continue to have faith in our democracy, then we must show that the political elite is capable of governing accountably. Because by the time we went to the 2024 elections, most of our young people and our people were like, oh, even elections, it's a waste of time. You go and vote and people will just come and misuse our money. If we don't let our people believe that we can govern this country and govern it accountably and hold people to ransom who have misused government resources, then we can go the way other countries have gone. And that's why I said before the election, and I was misinterpreted, I said Ghana is not immune from coup d'etats. If the political class does not get its act together, it is possible that there could be a military coup or a civilian uprising. And civilian uprisings are worse than military coups because they end up in chaos and anarchy. If you look at what happened in Sri Lanka or somewhere, when the people had had enough, they overran the government, the prime minister ran away. They entered the prime minister's house, they were swimming in his swimming pool and opened his fridge and were drinking his drinks and eating his food. That is worse than a coup d'etat. And so for me, I said that my mission is to use the mandate Ghanaians have given me to move Ghana to a level where anybody who comes after cannot reverse the gains that we have done.
That's the President, John Dramani Mahama. Let's get into the newspapers for you this morning. I have the Daily Analyst, one of such papers here with me this morning. They start off with that big one involving the former Finance Minister. Ofori-Atta Ex-GRA boss, 5 others charged, and so 7 individuals in all for alleged procurement breaches. It comes with a picture of the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Also, Mahama vows to sign Anti-LGBTQ plus bill if Parliament passes it. That's the president. He's been speaking in that regard as well. We'll take a listen to him on that a lot later. Ashanti Regional Minister rubbishes Galamsey tag, demands retraction. gazetted Awin chiefs disown Galamsey thugs, urge government crackdown. Nana Kwame Nkrumah II is the spokesperson for the Awin Traditional Council. Parliament approves $10 million tax waiver for Tata consultancy services. Government failed to achieve 50% of 2025 projected targets. That's according to Gideon Boaku. He is, I don't know if he's the member of parliament for Tano North, was also aide or economic advisor to the former vice president. The news center is next. City anchors economy, represents identity, stabilizes market, restores confidence. As according to the president, he was at the City at 60 event yesterday. Jospon, UN University seal Green Deal at COP30. NPP executives abroad protest proxy vote denial. Margins Kokma to transform Kimbu Triangle. I think this Kole Klote. Yeah, I suspect it will be called Klote. I'll just get details of that story. Ashaman SHS marks 35 years with call for modern facilities. Let me just check that back page and be... Yes, so I was right. It's Kole Klote, also known as the Kokma. Kole Klote Municipal Assembly. Right. Also, on the custodian, their tag, fearless, fair, and reliable. They lead with diaspora. NPP delegates threaten legal action over proxy voting rights. That story on page 3. Jospon Group and UN University signed climate deal at COP30. Also on the front page here of the custodian newspaper, 50% of 2025 budget target not achieved. Gideon Boaku. MEF fails to answer RTI request on 2024 finances. Miss Justina Nelson is the acting CEO. Asuna Donting family announces 40-day observance for late Kofi Esiama. On the back page, Atto-Forson credits NPP for reducing Ghana's debt burden and promotes responsible use of cedi. Mahama to the Bank of Ghana. We'll start with what is details from that procurement breaches story and the charges as filed against the former finance minister by the office of the special prosecutor. And the story is on page 3 of the Daily Analyst. It reads that the office of the special prosecutor has officially filed charges against former finance minister Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta, former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority Emmanuel Kofi Nti, and 5 others alongside Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited over what it describes as a coordinated conspiracy to influence a major public procurement process unlawfully. The charge sheet filed on the 18th of November 2025 outlines allegations of conspiring to gain an unfair advantage in the award of a government procurement contract. Contrary to Ghana's Criminal Offences Act and the Public Procurement Act. According to the particulars, the accused persons, including Evans Edusei, identified as the beneficial owner and controlling mind of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, allegedly acted jointly to manipulate the procurement system for private benefit. The Republic is pursuing the case under count 1, conspiracy to commit the criminal offense of influencing procurement. This serious charge carries significant legal implications for public office holders and private actors alike. And the case registered under, well, we skip that. And the Republic versus, it's titled The Republic versus Kenneth Ofori-Atta and 7 others. Was Kenneth Ofori-Atta was the Minister of Finance at the Material Times in relation to all of the transactions. Ernest Dako Akore was a chef de cabinet of the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, as well as the expectations of the other individuals. Emmanuel Kofi Nti, who is or was the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority at the time in question, and then there is Amishada Ewusu-Amwa, who also was a Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority as well. And so just a list of some of the individuals who are expected to make that appearance before the courts, but we know as well that Ms. Ofori-Atta is not in the country. There are extradition attempts or efforts underway to have him returned to the state and to answer for those charges that have been filed at the courts right now. But there's been reaction to this. Private legal practitioner Martin Pibu, yesterday, in the aftermath of these charges, 70 plus in all, had this to say in terms of a reaction to the commentary and all of the developments as undertaken by the OSP.
That's a half-hearted attempt to fight corruption with a half-baked solution. Why do I say so? Look, from the day Kissie Jabe himself came and confessed that he saw Ofori-Atta leave Ghana and didn't tell Ghanaians, that was when I lost all the trust that I had in him. I lost all. So this is a half-hearted fight against corruption. Kissie Jabe is not fighting corruption. He's pretending. Look, Martin, how can you see your key accused person, the crown jewel? Ofori-Atta is a crown jewel. We all know how Ghana borrows, then Data Bank makes money. Ghana borrows, then Data Bank, Ofori-Atta's company makes money, etc. All the financial malfeasance, etc. We as Ghanaians suspected Ofori-Atta. And Kissie Jabe could come on air to tell us that he saw Ofori-Atta leave because he said he intercepted the letter that was written to both the former chief of staff and the sitting chief of staff, the current one, right? And Kissie Jabe intercepted it. Then he said he went to NIB, he didn't get help. He went to National Security, he didn't get help. He went to Immigration, he didn't get help. Now I'm beginning to hear that NIB say no. Kissie Jabe didn't bring any arrest warrant, didn't bring any letter showing that Ofori-Atta was to be arrested. So I'm very sure soon National Security will also come out. Such a man, he's a double agent. He's pretending to fight corruption. Trust me.
Counsel, but clearly from his submissions and interviews he has given and even his public addresses, he gave clear indications that although he was unable to prevent Ken Ofori-Atta from leaving Ghana, he got wind of it at a very latter stage of that process and took action in that regard. You believe that his actions were much ado about nothing?
Absolutely. Name. How many times have I called you? If you heard that Ofori-Atta is about to leave Ghana, if you did a press conference, once he's not yet reached the airport, or even if he was at the airport, within 1 hour, we would have stopped him one time. One time would have stopped him. Kissie Jabe is a double agent. He's pretending. Look, Kissie Jabe worked for Ofori-Atta. He worked for Ofori-Atta. That's his former client. I think he was going to throw Ofori-Atta under the bus. This is a half-hearted and half-baked solution. The real solution was to have prevented Ofori-Atta from leaving Ghana. But Kissie Jabe colluded with Ofori-Atta and away bus. So this one is to fool Ghanaians. It's just to fool us. Look,
right, but counsel,
have you seen, let me land one statement, just one sentence. Have you seen the charges on causing financial loss? OSP doesn't have a mandate on causing financial loss. That's for Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayini. You see, but he wants to go to court on causing financial loss. When the court free him on that, how is Dr. Ayini going to go back? How is Dr. Ayini going to go back? Hey, Charlie, let's wise up. Kissie must leave that office immediately. Look, he has lost the plot. He has to go.
And that's private legal practitioner Martin Pibu in say some of the strongest words ever I've heard in the last few weeks in relation to the office of the special prosecutor and the expectations of him. 6 good morning to you. Trust that the night rather has been kind to you.
Oh yeah, it's a very good night. Peace of mind, sound sleep, early rising. It's been because yesterday was good. Yes. God is good though.
He is.
God is
continues to be a steady anchor upon which we lean on.
Yeah.
So we're always thankful for the gift of life and the fact that we have the opportunity to be here always. You have some papers, but perhaps what you've made of very strong words by Mr. Kpebu leaves me sometimes wondering.
You know, I've always known that, in fact, we had a discussion here the other day when I was commenting on Mr. Martin Amido's petition, not a petition, his commentary on the removal or otherwise of the special prosecutor. You know, that day we said that people like Martin Kpebu also are on that campaign. And I think he's even working on a petition, a formal petition. I think he's working on one to trigger, engineer, or should I say orchestrate the removal of Mr. Kissi Ejabing from the office of the special prosecutor. But I think that until they file the petition, the boos-bas, as Helen would say, should cease. Yes, he spoke about, the last time I listened to him, he spoke about prosecutorial integrity. He spoke about the trust that the people should have in their prosecutor to ensure the integrity of the case, ensure that there is no bias, ensure that there is no relationship that would give or hint of the slightest of public suspicion of bias. And based on that, he's gone on the crusade, or he's joining the crusade for the removal of Mr. Kissi Ejabing, my own lecturer. So let's wait for the petition. Let's wait for the petition. He's made the same point over and over and over, that Kissi Ejabing had time to act. He did not act. He waited till the horse bolted, and then he attempted closing the stable, which probably would be a problem. And in his defense, we've heard the special prosecutor also say that at the time the Ken Ofori-Atta issue started, NPP was still in power.
Yeah.
In fact, Ken Ofori-Atta was a very powerful man back then. Some of the backdoor or backroom conversations we've had, we cannot repeat on air because we have no way of substantiating.
Absolutely.
But if those are anything to go by, we know just how much power Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta wielded. And with that background knowledge, one would understand why the special prosecutor would say he was helpless at the time. And I've also heard commentaries that hint that Mr. Kissi Ejabing is just using this to save his face and try to convince us that he's still fit for purpose, so we shouldn't come for his job. And like I always say, a process has started.
Yeah, we must wait. We must wait it out.
Wait it out.
And
let's see how he goes through with this process.
But as we are waiting, we can make some commentary on the side.
Oh, we can. Oh, as for speech there, it's only Mawena who can decide that I will not comment on Coach Otto-Addo, which is against my right. That matter, I'll still come to it. But everybody is allowed to speak.
South Korea.
I don't even want to talk about it.
The sports team will be here.
But Coach Otto-Addo must go.
And what about OSP?
OSP has started a process. Why are you tricking me?
I want to know whether you are
You said you want to talk now.
I want to know whether you are part of the teaming Ghanaians. Let me tell you, if you are on social media, every single time the Office of the Special Prosecutor drops any kind of communique. In fact, yesterday they dropped a video on X with an eagle flying to reassure us that the eagle is watching all of us and watching what we do. And in fact, the response was an overwhelming thumbs down. And I fear for the future of the Office of the Special Prosecutor because of this overwhelming...
The occupant or the office itself?
The office itself, because the cries for it to be scrapped seem to be growing louder by the minute. I thought that we were all in support of the work of the OSP, but gauging the temperature and the mood, it's not looking good for that particular office. A lot of people saying, let's scrap it.
I think I already spoke about this matter the other day when I said, and it's on record, that I'm not a praise singer. I'm not saying everything Kisi is doing is good. No. I'm just saying that knowing the man from a certain distance, I know he has integrity. I know he is principled. I know he knows his job. That's me knowing him from a distance.
Okay.
Aside or outside of our academic relationship, I've never worked with him, not even on a media project. So I cannot talk about his work ethic and all. But knowing him from that distance, I know that if it is about ability, capacity, he has it. If it's about knowledge, skill, expertise, he has it. If it's about integrity, transparency, and all of those things, he has all those qualities amply and ably demonstrated. Now, the dissatisfaction largely stems from this Ofori-Atta matter.
Is it
and
misplaced?
It is making us...
Is it misplaced dissatisfaction?
No, it's not. In fact, the anger is righteous, because the Office of the Special Prosecutor consistently, right from Martin Amidu, which is also the reason why I didn't take his commentary lightly the other day, right from Martin Amidu, has really not given us results. And when I say results, I mean the kind of expectation people have for public office holders like Helen, who have signed contracts and chopped money and shared money openly in the public. And Yama's daughter.
You're always naming people, but you don't want to be named.
In fact, it's Ekuyamansa, so now I know you have the wrong Helen. You have the wrong Helen. I can see.
So I'm safe. It's not you.
You are safe. You are safe.
So if even the case of the Ejiso MCE nominee, who openly,
that Safo Kantanka case
who openly incriminated himself. That word.
Oh, this is the one who said, vote for me for your little...
No, he's the one who said, bring me my money. I gave you money and you didn't vote for me.
Well, I remember 2020, we engaged him. He said it was, thank you for wasting time on me. That's the... That's what the money was for.
People are angry because in some of the instances you thought this would be an easy kill for the OSP. It turned out not to be. Then people are asking, is the Office of the Special Prosecutor really interested in dealing with these matters that everybody is crying over? But then again, I've made the argument that, look, if you are, even the court reporters, not even being a lawyer, you are not a lawyer, but you are a patron of the court. You sit in court every day. If you have the slightest understanding of the court, our court system and its processes, you will understand some of the frustrations. Because you know that you can't just walk in and out of court with a judgment. No, whether favorable or unfavorable. So I think that the problem with the Office of the Special Prosecutor is that it has given too much hope to people. And
that's hope.
Yes. And that is what has now come back to bite it. If you organize a press conference and you say that you give the impression that as for this matter there, as Martin people will say on TV, this one there is cool chop. No lawyer talks like that. No lawyer will, and in fact, these are the same people who trained us. They will tell you to manage the expectations of your client.
But with the special prosecutor, he's a prosecutor, right?
Yes.
So his stance is also going to be different. He wants to, nail that coffin in. So his speech will be different from, say, lawyers for the party. He is there, and some might say, rightly so, with some type of adversarial demeanor. And that and there is a place for that, because he will not go to court unless he believes.
I have made the same argument you have made in favor of the Attorney General. Mauna, you remember?
Yes.
I've made that same argument.
Yes.
But listen, you organize a press conference as special prosecutor. Then you say that the former finance minister has escaped the jurisdiction, but he cannot escape the long arm of the law. We are declaring him a fugitive of law, of justice, and we are placing him on the wanted list. That is so drastic. That is so high up there. And then all of us, yay! Because we are happy. That even almost choked me.
Don't get emotional. Don't get emotional.
That almost choked me.
Don't get emotional.
So we are happy. We applaud you. We laud you. We know that, yeah, you are working for us. Then on the same matter, it turns out that you have not even proffered charges against the person. That you have not even submitted the necessary documents to the necessary institution for the processes to commence.
Right.
Meanwhile, all of this time, all of us were clapping for you. We were happy. We are hailing you because we believe that you have fought for us. So what you have said in the media space seem to be different from the actions that you have actually taken. And I'm saying this based on the other revelations that came from Deputy Attorney General Stremsai, who also said, the OSP has not forwarded this to us. We are the institution that can do this, but we do, as of this time that I speak to you, we don't have 1, we don't have 2, we don't have 3, so we can't even do the 1, 2, 3. Meanwhile, in the minds of the public, that stage self we have passed there. So that is why I talk about managing expectations. This is a communication problem.
Okay.
It's not a legal problem.
Right.
It's not that the special prosecutor doesn't know his job. It's not that I know a number of lawyers at the office of the special, very competent. In fact, Martin Kpebu himself, at some time ago, mentioned some of the lawyers at the office of the special and praised them because he knows them individually. He knows them, and he knows that they are good at their job.
Their competencies.
So I think that it's a pure collapse of or misfiring of communication. You gave us too much hope. Now we are asking. Now results no way.
Now we're seeing even more communication. Like I said yesterday, every time I refresh my page, Office of the Special Prosecutor has something come up, the charges. Then I saw the picture of Ken Ofori-Atta at large. So now I'm thinking, okay, has this wanted profile been reinstated? Is he still on the wanted list?
He's still on the wanted list.
Okay, so then they put on the picture at large.
I think there was actually another press conference to reinstate him on the
wanted
noble list of.
He's been on the Interpol
because he was taken off.
He was taken
and
off.
then brought back,
Yes,
wasn't he?
He was taken off.
So I think there was a press
And
conference.
around the month of May getting into June, that was when the former finance minister was supposed to have returned after his surgery.
Yes.
Once they got wind that he wasn't returning, I was at that press conference. He said it was very indicative of a man who did not want to return. They've re-entered his name. They've taken steps. They are beginning the process of extradition to have him return to the country and answer for the.
But can
charges.
AG give us some update, because we've heard about these extradition processes haven't been commenced. Can we get an update on that front? Can we be updated on what kind of defense Mr. Ofori-Atta has put forth to prevent his extradition?
It's quite early. It's quite early on that front. Because
the wheels of justice.
The
you are
documentation
moving too slowly for fellow Ghanaians.
The documentation
too slowly.
The documentation from the OSP, I'm sure, would have gone somewhere this month.
This month, yeah.
And then
when was the Stremsai interview? That was mid last month.
So the OSP said it was going to file charges before.
We'd heard about this.
That is the point I am making. That's the point I'm making. That look, at the time the OSP told us at the press conference that we are going to bring the man back. He seemed to have run away, but he has not escaped. We'll bring him back by fire, by tender. We'll bring him back, and we're all clapping. At that time, all of us had thought that we were like 40%
of the way there.
Exactly. Only for us to be told months down the line that, look, we have not even commenced the process. You get it? So I think it's just about managing the expectations of people on all of these, not just the Ofori-Atta matter, but I think a lot of the anger is on the Ofori-Atta matter. But there are a lot of other cases that the special prosecutor will pick up. We only get to hear and cover, and the excitement is all about all those political cases. But once the news cycle dies down, changes and turns corner, then we all forget and we move on as to whether the cases are progressing. This hearing has started, trial has started, what witnesses are being called, what is happening, we never really know.
We have so many high profile cases on our radar. You've got what do you call it, SkyTrain issue that has gone a bit quiet. We know that Gifty Oware of the National Service Authority scandal has posted bail. I'm sure we'll be getting some updates hopefully in due course.
Well,
so many different
things.
That's what I know with PKs, though.
I mean, that's all
purely with the AG. But all these high profile cases, I think Ghanaians are yearning for.
Well, there's an update from Parliament that the AG provided yesterday. We know that Sedinam Tamaklo was jailed 10 years for willfully causing financial loss.
That's right.
The minority,
and she was tried in absentia.
Yes, she was tried in absentia. The minority had been asking questions whether or not why extradition attempts are not being undertaken by the states to have a return and answer for it. The Attorney General yesterday answered to those in Parliament. Let's just take a brief listen to what it is that he had to say on that score, and then we continue with the papers we have.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the request for the extradition of Sedina Christine Tamaklo Atienu was dispatched on 19 July 2024 through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to the Department of Justice of the United States of America for execution. Our office, that is the Office of the Attorney General, is awaiting the execution of our request to have her extradited to serve her prison sentence in Ghana. The International Cooperation Unit of the Attorney General's Department followed up on our request from the Department of Justice, the United States of the United States of America in September 2025. So if there is any impression being created that I am not taking any steps, this is the evidence that in September, that is just a month ago, I took the step of inquiring from the United States Justice Department the steps that they were taking in respect of the extradition. And they indicated that they are following their extradition procedures in executing the request, and that the fugitive would be extradited as soon as they have satisfied all the procedures. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
92.7 Sunrise on 3 FM.
So that's some news on Sedinam Tamaklo. The AG says in July they sent extradition papers. They followed up in September asking the Justice Department what's up. I brought you something that you bring me a Ghanaian who is a fugitive from justice, has been sentenced to 10 years or jailed for 10 years in absentia for causing financial loss to the state. Where is my individual? I gave you the fraud boys when you needed it. Give me mine.
Give me my own.
So that's an important update, and there's a reason I mentioned this, such that it can go in the score of this not being a witch hunt when the conversation about Ken Ofori-Atta comes up, because it's very important that persons affiliated or associated with the NDC as well are investigated when the need be and handed out the same medicine to engender confidence in the Ghanaian that indeed the corruption fight is on. We have a few more papers that we have to do justice.
On that score, me, I don't have any doubts at all about President Mahama. If you work under him and you misbehave, he will deal with you. He demonstrated that. Which case was this?
In his first term.
In his first term,
Yes,
some of these people they were jailed.
Some persons were jailed, actually.
That one, me, I don't doubt. He will not come and say that you are. I trust in your integrity. You won't be found foul of this. President Mahama will not, unless he has changed. If only he has changed. But if it's the same President Mahama who dealt with his appointees in his first term, then I believe that if you are an appointee and you misbehave, he will not say because you are under him or it is his tenure, he will protect you. No, that one there. So let me take you to the Ghana's favorite newspaper.
How much is that one?
8 Ghana per.
The papers, they come in classes. So the ones I did were 5. This one, 8.
Is that paper that sells 15 cities?
No, I'm not sure.
There's
We've
no
quite hit that yet.
No, please.
Maybe it is the one I'm yet to produce.
Hey, we won't buy.
Oh.
15. Why? What are you putting inside?
Pierre Manson Daily.
That one there.
And you will buy.
Buy one, get one free.
Daily Guide newspaper front page. I will sign anti-LGBTQ bill. Mahama is assuring the Christian community. Parliament ratifies ITS agreement, $10.46 million tax waiver. We are still here. Ofanko wife beater busted. I'm interested in this story.
His picture is clearly.
No, it's not clear enough.
It's not clear enough. He needs a billboard. Shame on you.
Not clear enough. Petroleum Act review approved. SML-GRA contract, OASP charges Ofori-Atta and 7 others. So, interest in pages 3 and 6. I'll come back there. Ghanaian Times newspaper. Let me start from the front page. At City Conference, we will uphold BOG's independence. President Mahama is quoted. Surrender unregistered weapons or face prosecution. Interior Minister announces amnesty period. Jospon UN University seal Green Deal at COP30. 5.4 million Ghanaians practice open defecation.
How many?
5.4 million.
That's quite a number.
5,400,000.
That's quite a number.
In 2025.
Yes.
And someone can easily argue these are conservative numbers.
And why?
It should me. I think 5 million.
5 million human beings.
Really?
They just stand in the corner and help themselves out.
Hey, are we sure of this number?
Those in the.
Are you saying are we sure of this number because
It sounds
be more?
high.
Is it too much or
Yes,
is
it
it too
sounds
small?
very
There are
high.
those who say it could be more.
What?
Actually,
Costs nation $79 million annually.
could be more.
Hey.
Easily could be more. Easily could be more.
5.4 million. How many are we again?
I think we're
31?
Oh, now we should be getting to 40.
35 thereabout.
We should be
Hey, we are growing. Those was openly devacated to our
When was the last census?
I think in 2020.
Okay, 35 I think sounds about right.
Yeah,
Well,
sounds
we're
realistic,
edging
yeah.
around
Yeah.
Will you be
35,
surprised if we are 40?
I'll be very
Okay,
surprised.
do the simple Google search. Let's
Let me
see.
see.
But on page 12 of the paper, Ghanaian Times paper, it says stories by Cecilia Yada Langba. It says about 5.4 million Ghanaians still practice open defecation across the country, representing 18% of the population. Mr. Yao Atta Ahin, wash technical specialist at World Vision Ghana, disclosed. He describes the situation as alarming, warning that it continues to undermine public health, child survival, and national development. I wish we had a breakdown on the regions. It is prevalent in this region. It's something we can follow up on, so that we see which
Greater
region.
Accra is top 5.
We see which region. No, Greater Accra. They only
Says top 5.
they
I'm
use
telling you.
they use the sea. So
Oh, not just
That's
the
open
CEO.
defecation.
I
as
know
well.
that.
Not just the sea. Sure.
Where?
Proceed.
No, but we need to break down this. Kunzo, I think it's something we need to pick up. 5.4 million. The practice, he noted, cost the nation an estimated $79 million annually, while Ghana loses $290 million every year to poor sanitation. He was speaking in Accra at a summit with creative arts stakeholders and morning show hosts to commemorate the 2025 World Toilet Day. Explained that diarrhea-related deaths among children remain a major concern, with 3,600 children dying each year from the disease alone.
Oh my
3,006. He stressed that the country could not achieve its development targets if sanitation challenges, particularly open defecation, remain widespread. Let me give you a direct quote from him. With 5.4 million people engaged in open defecation, coupled with inadequate infrastructure, the country remains vulnerable to diseases such as cholera and diarrhea. The 2021 population and housing census, he said, further highlights the severity of the situation. 55% of the population share toilets. 55%. That's half of the population. 23% rely on public toilet facilities. 55% share. 23%, so rely community on toilets. The one that the party full soldiers always fight over.
Right.
23% of the population uses that. Because of the numbers involved, there is no way we can avoid diseases such as diarrhea and cholera. It's something we definitely have to go into this.
Absolutely.
It's scary.
Very.
It's scary.
Very.
It's scary. It's scary. It's scary.
All right.
And maybe we have to blame the local assemblies too.
They are part of.
You cannot give permits for a building that has no toilet facility inside it. In this day and age.
Hey.
In this day and age.
That number is alarming. This is something to certainly follow up on. The Daily Graphic this morning, I'll send to anti-gay bill. President pledges, updates Christian Council on key national issues. The Christian Council was making waves and ripples yesterday because of that request to continue the National Cathedral. Hey, when I saw it, I jumped back from my bus. Hey, National Cathedral at this time.
Have they spoken on Galamsey? Christian Council, have they taken a position on Galamsey? No. Hey. When I heard that thing, I was also sad.
Oh, you were sad. Yes. I mean, I don't know why. What it is again we want to see about National Cathedral to let us wake up and if smell the coffee. There are questions that need desperate answers. This is not the time for us to be talking about reinstating National Cathedral. National Cathedral at a time when we were a broke nation. How much have we spent? $97 million. The
president was mentioning $400 million yesterday.
That's what he said. We can't spend that to do this project, which I think is going to be the estimated amount to actually finally finish this. $400 million. Do you know the problems we have as a nation? When I hear National Cathedral, something just comes over me. Let me continue.
Respectfully, men of God, we know that you spoke based on direction and anointing, but we beg you.
As for National Cathedral, dear, please.
Let us fight Galamsey first.
Let's get kids off their stomachs. Yeah. Let's do some one or two things before we invest in a project. Like, there are questions that need to be answered about the National Cathedral before we think about even proceeding. There are still court cases pending from businesses that were moved out of the area needlessly. Please.
Businesses,
judges' houses, please.
Yeah.
Please. Let's focus. We have issues as a country.
Living in, you see those estate houses, those the Senate flats, those buildings. Judges should not be living like that.
I mean,
we call it self-compound. Even when we are renting, we are looking for self-compound. That is how our judges should be living. We move them under a certificate of agency, to borrow the parliamentary register. Under a certificate of agency, we moved them. We pushed them one hot afternoon. We moved all of them. Giddy.
And what do we have to show for it?
Digging the place.
What do we have to show for this?
Nothing to show.
What do we have to show for this? $97 million
Council, we beg you. You are men of
spent.
God. Let us not. Let us not.
Let's focus, cry. We have not arrived as a nation. Anyway, government declares 6-week gun amnesty. Move is to remove illicit firearms and strengthen control. We had that discussion here. Was it yesterday or the day before? So if you've got an unregistered firearm, go and give it up, so you don't face the consequences. Yeah. All right, widen tax nets to close revenue shortfall. PwC urges swift action. On the back page of the Daily Graphic, UDS releases new drought-tolerant cowpea varieties. You've got a picture here of a professor leading research into examining some of these varieties. And Bonsa water treatment plant shuts down as illegal miners cause havoc.
Another water treatment plant.
Yes, shut down. And if you see this picture, I mean, as you can see, it looks like coffee or some kind of hot chocolate variant.
It's so silty.
It's not good at all. Look at this.
So silty.
So this you fed it to sand. Come on.
I'm sure Christian Council hasn't seen this picture.
This is bad.
If you see this, you know that the monies that we would use to build the cathedral, we need to rechannel that money.
We must.
Into fighting
with
illegal mining. Now, I think we should even stop calling it galamsey. I agree with
environmental
terrorism. Eco-terrorism. Let us give it a big name so that we can scale up the actions. National Cathedral. Wrong timing, Christian Council. Wrong, terrible timing. This is not the time to come and talk about National Cathedral. We beg you. You see, I'm a man of the church, so I'm very constrained in how if this had come from a politician, my language would have been different. So I want to, but this is not the time. At all. We beg you. Respectfully and humbly, please.
We'll try and listen to exactly what, because they had a number of issues raised. There was a national cathedral, there was corruption.
Even if you spoke about galamsey and you still brought national cathedral in the same statement.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
It shouldn't even come up.
I agree with you. Without a doubt, that's very true. That's very true. As for the National Cathedral, it gives us a lot to be scared about. But
something for the public. Ghana Medical Trust Fund covers all cancer treatment next year. Stay woke.
Next year.
Next year. This is from the health minister.
They will cover all cancer treatments.
It is reported on the back page. I beg your pardon. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, and the headline is that the Ghana Medical Trust Fund will cover all cancer treatments next year. Next year is just 30 days away.
All right.
Oh.
Stay woke.
Let me talk to you about the Rosebank International University as we wrap up, and because the phone lines have started, they keep on calling.